We're still waiting for a few people, Steve.
Yep. Let me know when everybody's ready and we'll start the meeting. Kathy,
I will.
is all who's here? I can only see 9 people, so.
Yeah, we're still missing 2 trustees. Okay, the stream is starting now.
Bob may not be able to attend. I don't know if he's one of the 2 that's missing.
We're waiting for Bob and Jim.
We will wait just a couple of more minutes before we begin. We'll wait till 5 after. Trustee Mahaney had a conflict. He was going to try to get on this call. He may not be able to, given the fact that we called for this meeting just a few days ago. So we'll start exactly at 5:05, which is coming up in just a moment.
Looking pretty sharp there, Mr. Young.
It is 5:05. Therefore, I would like to call this meeting to order, a formal session of the Northern Michigan University Board of Trustees. Secretary Andrew, will you please take the roll?
Trustee Fatante,
I'm here.
Trustee Hart,
Here.
Trustee Haveman,
Here.
Trustee Mahaney. Not here. Trustee Mitchell,
Here?
Trustee Murray Brown,
Here.
Trustee Savoy,
Here.
Trustee Young.
Here.
Chair Mitchell, we have all trustees present except for Trustee Mahaney, so we do have a quorum.
And he does have an excused absence. Now I'd like a motion to approve the agenda for this formal session of the board.
I move to approve the agenda.
Is there a
Support.
second? It's been moved and supported. Discussion. Seeing none, I'd like to call for a vote on this. All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. The agenda is passed. Secretary Andrew, has anyone made a request to address the board?
No, they have not.
And we did waive the 5-day rule, given the fact that this was called 18 hours ago. So thank you very much. Seeing no people addressing the board at this point, we'll go on to our next item on the agenda, which is a motion to approve the amended 2020 Board of Trustee meeting schedule. Can I have a motion to do that, please?
So moved.
Seconded?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Secretary Andrew, will you please read what the amended trustee meeting schedule is going to be?
What we will be doing is adding a formal session on Tuesday, June 30, 2020, and canceling the sessions that were currently scheduled for July 16 and 17, 2020.
And are we also adding a meeting on July 30, 31?
That was not in the calendar that we got,
No.
Chairman.
Yeah, that was a question I had is,
Yeah.
it didn't reflect the July meeting, so.
You want to just amend that, Chairman Mitchell, to include that July meeting?
Yes.
I'll
Will someone,
I'll support that.
is there, there's an amendment to add that July 30, 31 dates for a board session? Is there a second to the amendment?
I had made the motion to approve the change to the calendar, and I take this as a friendly amendment. I believe Lisa Fatante seconded it.
I did.
All right. Any discussion on these changes?
I wonder whether we want to put times on our July 30, 31.
We normally don't do that. Secretary Andrew?
All the other ones.
Typically, we would put a time, but that's not, we always amend that time when we do the meeting posting. And since we don't have a time yet, we can put that time down when we post the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask a question?
Yes.
So it's 30 and 31. Will we be having anything the evening of the 29th?
We can discuss that at a later date. The meetings themselves will be the 30th and the 31st.
Okay,
board.
right. So that's the travel day then for those of us that have
Yeah.
ways to go. Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. We had a roll call vote, excuse me. We'll take a roll call vote on that. Call the roll, please, Secretary Andrew.
Okay, please indicate by aye or nay. Trustee Fatante,
Aye.
trustee Hart,
Aye.
trustee Haveman. Trustee Haveman,
Aye.
Are you on mute?
trustee Mitchell,
Aye.
trustee Murray Brown,
Aye.
trustee Savoy,
Aye.
trustee Young.
Aye.
Hearing the vote, it's 7-1, the motion carries, and we have amended the calendar. The next item on the agenda is the top union negotiated agreement. President Erickson, can you provide us information on this agenda item, please?
Yes, thank you very much. Over the past several weeks, our team has done an extraordinary job working with our wonderful TOPS employees to come to a contractual agreement. To provide you the detail on that, I'd like to turn this over to Rhea Deaver and Gavin Leach for for details.
You go ahead, Rhea.
Okay, thank you. So I believe that all of you would have received a copy of the extension, the contract extension. I think the last time we met, I indicated that there was interest from the TOP organization as well as from us to go ahead and get a 1-year agreement in place at this time. If you have that document and had a chance to review it, you'll see that really the crux of the agreement centers on the increase, which was set at 0 for this next year. So the TOPs did agree to accept a 0% increase. The remaining language is mostly clarification and cleanup language related to the temporary layoff article, which is not substantive. So I'm happy to entertain any questions or clarification that you might need on this issue.
I had a question, Maria, with the temporary layoffs or furloughs. Can you explain the provisions relating to furloughs? Because it's what I read. It sounded like we could not do furloughs with this extension.
Yeah. So we can do furlough. There's a couple of different points related to the article. So the first point is that we will not furlough between now and the end of July. This was the original furlough timeframe, if you'll remember, that a majority of individuals were taking either 5 days or continuous furlough. And for this group, we indicated that we would not require them to take the five days that other individuals are taking. So that's through the 31st of July. The next point, which is point 3, allows us to, in fact, furlough individuals for up to, the contract allows up to 7 days per contract year. But it excludes any individuals that are making $15 or less. So yes, we can furlough beginning August 1 of 2020, up to 7 days through June 30th of 2021, if the TOP member is making more than $15 an hour.
Good, thank you.
Are there other questions for Rhea? President Erickson, do you have comments on this?
No, other than I appreciate the work that Rhea did, but most importantly, the fact that our TOPS employees understand the challenges that are before us in terms of budgets and so forth. And I think the idea of a 1-year extension at 0 with the provisions to be able to do furlough days as needed up to 7 days is really an appropriate settlement for the contract. And I would urge your support of this.
Discussion on this proposal. Do we have a motion yet? All right, I'd like to ask for a motion that we agree to this change to this negotiated agreement. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve the extension agreement between Northern Michigan University and the UAW Local 1950.
Is there a second?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Can we have discussion, please? Seeing no discussion, the chair would like to say that we really appreciate their willingness to do this. These are very challenging and difficult times, and it's times like this when everybody pulls together, and we certainly appreciate what they're doing here, and we thank them very much. Seeing no discussion, can we have a roll call vote, please, Secretary Andrew?
Please indicate by saying A or nay. Trustee Fatante,
Okay.
Trustee Hart. Trustee Hart,
Trustee Hart, you're on mute.
Yay.
Trustee Haveman,
Hey,
Trustee Mitchell,
Aye.
Trustee Murray Brown,
Aye.
Trustee Savoy,
Aye.
and Trustee Young.
Aye.
It's unanimously carried that we accept this contract extension. So the motion carries. With that in mind, thank you very much, everyone, for coming together to do these two items so that we can move them forward. Therefore, I'd like to now adjourn this formal session of the board of Northern Michigan University's Board of Trustees at 5:17.